Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Meet CISO. Hope all of you are doing absolutely fine. Today we are going to dive into the world of risk assessment. Don't worry, it sounds heavy, but I'll make it super simple for you. So here is a deal. Risk assessment is a part of risk management. Think, think of risk management like a doctor's job. First, the doctor checks what's wrong. That's the assessment part. Then the doctor gives you medicine or treatment. That's the risk treatment part. Now, risk assessment itself has three steps. And yes, they go in sequence like levels of video games. First is risk identification. Second is risk analysis. And third is risk evaluation. Risk identification is like spotting the risks, almost like finding villains hiding in the game. Risk analysis is to find out how strong these villains are. And third is to decide whether you should fight them, run away, or call in a backup. Here's a fun part. You can skip levels. Each step connects to the next. So if you miss one, your whole strategy might fail. So let's jump into risk identification and see how to catch those sneaky risks. The main goal here is simple. Find out what can go wrong. We do this by identifying threats and vulnerabilities in our assets. Now, before we start looking for risk, we need to find what we are protecting, and that's our assets. Assets can be tangible, like servers, laptops, or network devices, or intangible, like data, software, or even your company's reputation. Yep, even reputation counts. Once it's gone, you can't patch it back like software. Next up is threats. Think of threats as of the bad guys in your cybersecurity movie. They are the potential threats that can harm your assets. Threats can be external like hackers, malware, or even natural disasters. And then we have internal threats, also known as insider threats. People inside the organization, intentionally or accidentally, who cause harm. Threat modeling is used to identify threats. Now come the third piece, vulnerability. These are the weak spots in your defenses that make it easier for a threat to strike. For example, weak passwords, lack of encryption, outdated systems, or excessive privileges. Think of vulnerabilities as leaving your front door unlocked. You are basically inviting trouble in for coffee. Vulnerability scanners are being used to scan the vulnerabilities. So, to sum it up, the first thing is identify what assets you have. Yeah, and then find out what threats are out there and then spot the vulnerabilities that could let those threats cause damage. Once you have done that, you are ready to move on to the next step, that is risk analysis, where we figure out how bad guys can possess a risk. So, in simple words, risk analysis helps you measure the likelihood of a risk happening and the impact it could cause if it does. It's like asking, what are the chances this could go wrong and how much trouble would I be in if it does, right? So here the main thing is to assess the likelihood and the impact. So there are two ways to analyze this. One is qualitative and other is quantitative. Let's start with the qualitative analysis. This one is quick and simple. There's no rocket science here. We rate the risks as low, medium, high, or critical and represent them in a colorful heat map with red, yellow, green, yeah, like a traffic signal. This helps organizations quickly visualize which risk needs attention first. So let me quickly help you here. with some example. Yeah. So if you see here, I have mapped it with impact here. Yeah. And there is a likelihood here. So if the impact is catastrophic and likelihood is almost certain, that risk is critical for us. But if at the same time, if the impact is insignificant, that's even less than low, in that case, even if the likelihood is almost certain, the risk for us is high. If you see at the bottom side, if even the likelihood is rare and the impact is insignificant, in that case, the risk for us is low. Let's move to the next one, that is quantitative analysis. This adds some math magic. Yeah. Here we assign numbers to the risk to calculate their financial impact or expected loss. It's more detailed and accurate, but also takes more effort and it is time consuming. And yes, there is a formula behind it. If you'd like me to explain that formula step by step in my next video, drop a comment below and let me know. I'll make it super easy to understand. Let's go to the next part, that is risk evaluation. Now that we have identified and analyzed the risk, it's time to evaluate them. In simple terms, we need to decide what to do next. The goal is to compare the analyzed risk with the organization's risk appetite, risk tolerance, and risk capacity. Think of it like checking whether a risk fits within your comfort zone. Are we okay with it, or is it too much to handle? Once the comparison is done, the organization can decide the next move. Should we transfer the risk, avoid it completely, mitigate it to reduce the impact, or simply accept it because it's within acceptable limits? If though these terms around sound a bit tricky, don't worry. Click on the little I button on the top corner. I have made a fun video explaining all these terminologies with the simple and easy to remember analogies. And if you want to learn how organizations actually take decisions to treat this risk, stay tuned for my next video. Before you go, let me know in the comments what topic you would like me to cover next. If this video helped you understand the steps of risk assessment, give it a like, share it with your teammates, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more cybersecurity insights made simple. Thank you.